Hello, everyone. This is the Library of Things Initiative group project. My name is Caitlin Doro. The Library of Things Initiative. Our intention is to launch a Library of Things program and develop policies, procedures, and marketing strategies to promote the program and expand access to a diverse range of resources. A library of things is a service that offers non-traditional library materials and resources for checkout, such as tools, technology devices, outdoor equipment, and recreational items. How do library of things serve the mission of the library? Most importantly, it creates access. It creates access to tools and other sorts of resources that are not typically seen as printed materials or traditional library materials. But it also creates access for the library as people will come in and give feedback of what they need and what they want to use, and we can better understand how we can best serve the community and patrons around us.
Hi, this is Kelly Yu. I'm going to address how to survey community needs and outreach for the Library of Things. Uh, there are a number of ways of doing this. The most common is the traditional in-house paper and pencil survey. The plus of this method is that you are directly addressing your library patrons. The minuses are that patrons must be willing and available to fill out the survey. And also, it does not reach out necessarily to other members of the community, which is going to be an important part of your evaluation. Uh, Next is a classic who, what, where evaluation, where in-house, you're basically creating a picture of your community. The who question is community demographics, as an age and financial status. The what is what are the interests of the community. The where is the urban versus suburban / rural environment. Is your library in an urban area, then your community might live in smaller spaces and use public transportation. In that case, they might need to borrow smaller items they're more easily to carry on a bus or train. In a suburban / rural environment, they're more able to transport larger items because they have more of an access to a car. Uh, and they might want gardening supplies, etc., if they have larger spaces, such as a yard. Next slide. Another way is to evaluate pre-existing library patron loan data. The data that you already have about your patrons, you can evaluate what subjects are popular among your patrons in the traditional library collection. If people are interested in health, you could create health kits with blood pressure monitors, etc. A number of people interested in sewing could create a sewing machine and sewing supply kit. If a number of people are interested in music, you could make a musical instrument collection. And finally, you could do the trial and error method where you use educated guesses to choose the items based on the previous assessments mentioned. Um, you can start small, but fortify the collection of items that are popular and add duplicates if necessary. If there are unpopular items, you will weed them out, or you might want to weed out difficult to maintain items that are delicate or have issues. Uh, and most importantly, you would want to use input from your patrons to build aspects of the collection that they can use. A great resource to learn about this is a YouTube video where Diane Connery The director of the Pottsboro Library in Texas speaks about how they created their Library of Things. The video is Starting and Growing a Library of Things, 8/19/2020, put out by the Indiana State Library. But she goes into great detail about how they worked with the community to create a very viable library of things that worked for everybody. Next slide.
Hello, everyone. My name is Glenn, and I'll be presenting the next few slides focused on presenting a specific thing as an example. And for our presentation, we chose to focus on the Pasadena Public Library. And a unique feature of Pasadena itself is its archery range. So our proposal was that the community and the archery range would benefit from patrons being able to check out a bow and arrow set for recreational use. It gives community members a chance to explore their local parks and engage in a unique recreational activity. Next slide. Before access to the archery set, we need to consider safety. Patrons must show they've passed the free training course from local nonprofit Pasadena Roving Archers. Pasadena Roving Archers offer free courses and training, as well as a free archery set during the course. In addition, we must also consider liability. In addition to safety training, patrons must sign a waiver of intended use and that the library is not responsible for accidents. Next slide. Promotional strategy. As a promotional strategy, the Pasadena Public Library can partner with Pasadena Archery Range and the nonprofit Pasadena Roving Archers. It can post promotional and informational flyers around the library and the archery range. And the library could also become a Pasadena Roving Archers affiliate with info and links directly on their websites. Next slide. An important consideration for incorporating archery into a library of things is accessibility for all. To promote the sport of archery for all patrons, the library can offer adaptive archery equipment that is modified for those with physical impairments. Next slide.
Hello, this is Eileen, and I'll be talking about how procedures and things are received. The library receives items through a committee that puts the library of things in the library. They research items at the locations. They get more through grants. The other library told me sometimes funded by the county and funded through friends and family organizations. Next slide. Rules and procedures for checkout and enforcement rules. Number one, they must have a library card in good standing. 18 and older for outdoor games, musical stuff, Chromebooks. They can be checked out at the self-checkout stations using your library cards. Most items, the checkout period is 3 weeks, but it can vary. Items must be returned in the same branch and not in the book drops due to the delicate natures. They must be returned on or before the due dates. Rules are enforced by showing ID cards and returning things on time. Conclusion. In conclusion, the Library of Things provides access for patrons to items they would not otherwise have access to, with careful consideration to funding and resources, safety, security, and accessibility. The Library of Things can have a huge impact on the library and the community it serves. And we have a works resources page, which is attached. Thank you.